Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to Tuesday Talks. Come on in, sit a spell. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, today I'm going to be talking about my first Go Wild experience. So, if that's something that you're really interested in hearing about, definitely stick around because that's what we will be discussing. So just come on in and we will get started in a second. So definitely come on in to have a discussion. And let everyone know on Facebook. Whoops, that I'm live. And on Instagram. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So, just to remind everyone that Tuesday Talks, although I decided to bring Tuesday Talks back, I want to say it was in March when we started going live again. Um, but although we started going live again with Tuesday Talks, we're not meeting every week like we used to. I'm hoping to get back to doing it every week. But right now, I'm just kind of taking it slowly, and we're live every second and fourth Tuesday of the month, and that's at 7 p.m. Central Time. We talk about all types of things on Tuesday Talks, not just planner related things, but we do discuss other lifestyle and life topics as well. So if you're new to the channel, definitely feel free to join us every second and fourth Tuesday. I was about to do something. What was I about to do? I don't even remember. But anyways, I don't even remember. So yeah. But that's what I was doing. I was trying to see when we started coming back with Tuesday Talks. That would have been in February. So it's been a few months now. So yeah, there's a lot that I'm wanting to do with the channel. And I'm a perfectionist, but I'm a procrastinator at the same time. So there's a lot of things that could have already developed, but haven't. And we're going to talk about some of those things a little later. But yeah, y'all know how I can get very much a procrastinator. So let's go ahead and talk about our snack of the day. So, y'all know I always got a snack. This time, I wanted to take us back. I want to go back and go old school. And today's snack of the day is the bottle caps candy. So, depending on what generation you're from, you might remember these bottle caps candies. When I was younger, my favorite was the root beer and the cola. I used to drink root beer as a kid. I can't stand to drink root beer now. Like I don't know. Some things I just outgrew. Like I outgrew chocolate milk too. I outgrew peanut butter and jelly together. I can do one or the other, but I can't do them together. I know it's all weird. But yeah, so back then I used to drink root beer, but I don't anymore. But those were my favorite flavors: the root beer and the cola. I want to say this is one of the Wonka candies. I think this is made by the Wonka company. Yeah. But of course, you've got the other flavors. You've got the cherry and the grape and the orange as well. So that is our snack of the day, a flashback to one of our old school candies, the bottle caps. And it's kind of hard sometimes to find these old school candies. I came across a post on Facebook. There's some online store that sells like all these old school candies and chips and snacks and stuff. And I should have saved the post, and hopefully I'll come across it again and I can save the post and I'll remember and I can go on there and order me some stuff. But usually if you go to Walgreens and sometimes CVS, you can sometimes find a lot of these old school candies. So in addition to getting the bottle caps, I also got me some of the Boston baked beans and a whatchamacallit, because it's hard to find a whatchamacallit as well. But this is our snack of the day, old school bottle caps. Go get some if that's something you remember and you enjoyed. Yeah. Hey, Rhonda. How are you? My internet's acting up a little bit because crazy weather here. I don't know. Looks like it's going to rain, but it's not really raining. I don't know. It's kind of at a standstill right now, but it was working fine all day until I went to go live. That's how that works. Let's see. Sorry about that. It's kind of froze for a few seconds there. Hello, PN2 Ross. Hi. Welcome to Tuesday Talks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I was just showing our snack of the day. We're going to go ahead and proceed on to the next thing that I wanted to discuss with you guys. Welcome, 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 especially to anyone that is new. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Tuesday Talks. So the next thing I wanted to mention is the book club. So we started book club again. The first book is The Number One Lawyer by James Patterson. We're going to have our first discussion after this live. I will provide the Zoom link and the Zoom code a little bit later in the live for anyone that's interested. So even if you're new and you want to join the book club and you maybe haven't started the book, feel free to still come and join us for the first discussion. We did the first 20 chapters, which sounds like a lot, but the chapters are really, really small. They're maybe 2 to 3 pages, 4 pages max per chapter. So it's a quick and easy read, and it's already very interesting. So definitely feel free to join us on that. Like I said, I'll put the link and the code in the chat throughout the live here. So I'm new to the Texas Planner Group, and that's how I found you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining, and I'm sure you're going to love being a part of the Texas Planner Babes group. It is an awesome group. I just wish I had more time to attend more of the events. That's my goal this year, is to attend more of the events that they have. All right, so what's next? My first Go Wild experience. So let's talk about it. So I came to the planner community literally, I started watching the planner videos. I would have to say it was probably a day or two after they had Go Wild in Austin, because I was watching all these videos and all these people were talking about swag and all this. And I was like, what are they talking about? What is this conference that they're talking about? So that was the first time I had even heard of Go Wild, was literally right after they just had Go Wild in Austin. And so I was seeing all these videos about it. I have considered going. It was never close enough for me. One, I don't like to fly. I prefer to drive if I can just drive to somewhere. And I was mad because I'm like, dang, I just missed that. Austin is literally an hour away from me. So that would have been a perfect time for me to first experience Go Wild. I was just going right up the road in Austin. But they travel around the country to different locations. California, that was kind of far. DC, I knew I probably wasn't going to go to DC because I knew that DC would be expensive. And when they said they were coming to Texas, I was very, very excited. And I was like, yes, I'm going. They're coming back to Texas. I'm going. And then I started looking at the pricing and I was like, nah. I kept trying to justify spending that amount of money on a planner conference. And all I kept thinking was, I've seen Mariah Carey in concert twice for less than this. I've gone on a 7-day cruise for less money than this. And so then I decided I wasn't going to go. I said, I'm not doing it. I'm January. Yes, January. I decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I started paying for my ticket or whatever. So the time came upon us pretty quickly. I'm thinking, I got all the time in the world, right? And I gotten my table mate gifts way ahead of time. That was one of the first things that I did, was purchase my table mate gifts. There was only little bitty things that I needed to add to their gifts. I made all of them a handmade greeting card. So that was one of the things that I ended up doing at the last minute that I didn't really want to do at the last minute, but I did. And then I got a roommate about a month and a half. I decided not to do swaps. I did swaps at a smaller conference that I went to, but decided not to do that for this conference because there's just so many people. So what I did was I made QR codes, and all my table mates received my QR. They received the contact card. Those were the only people I made. They were the only ones I made contact cards for, and they received my contact card with a QR code. But I took a QR code, put it on sticker paper, and added it to my badge. And that way people could just scan it. And when you scan it, it took you directly to my link tree. So it has all my socials on there, uh, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, affiliate link for Live Love Posh, and my website. My website was on there. So all of that's on there, which worked out great because I didn't have to worry about making a whole bunch of stuff. And I didn't want to pay for contact cards either. I'd make them myself, but I don't want to go through all that. So the week before Go Wild, my car started tripping, and I didn't know what I was going to do because I'm like, my car is tripping, and I'm supposed to drive to Dallas next week. Thank God I was able to get it fixed for a lot less than I initially thought. Thank you, Lord, for that. But let me tell you about the day before. So I knew that I would be getting up early to go get in line at this conference. And I stayed at the Sheraton, although the host hotel was Lowe's. I stayed at the Sheraton. So when I booked my room, there were still rooms available at Lowe's. Lowe's still had about $100 more per night. And I didn't want to spend all that extra money. So I booked at the Sheraton. I was able to get a roommate, so that helped as well. And so the Sheraton did not have free breakfast. So I was like, what am I going to do about breakfast? I have to be getting up early, so I'm not going to even have time to sit downstairs and eat breakfast if I want to. So I decided I was going to go to my favorite bakery, get me my favorite muffins, and just have those to grab and go every morning. So I long story short, my alarm did not go off the day before because my phone had died the night before. And I wake up and I'm freaking out because I have to go to the bakery before my muffin is gone. I get there, they're all sold out of my muffin. I literally had like a small little fit there at the counter and was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I need my muffin. But, anyways, I went the next morning, placed an order, and went happened. And those came in very handy. I just took my muffin with me every morning, and that's what I ate while I was there at the conference. But the first day, I got in on Thursday, and there's a lot that actually goes on that Thursday. And it was a little overwhelming because I showed up at my hotel. I was able to check in early, and then I drove over to Lowe's shop. So the pop-up shop for Live La Posh had tons of people in line there. I think their line was almost never ending the whole weekend. So I went, did registration and everything. So when you go to registration, you just show them your badge, and you get your registration bag and your T-shirt. And I will be showing everything that I got in a separate video, so you guys can check that out when that posts. It'll probably post tomorrow. But I went and we got a ticket to do like a game for Chrissy Designs. You can do a photo with Chrissy Designs. What else was in there? They let you pick out a pen. So, like I said, I'll show all of those things in the video. But I walk into the planner fair and there's just people everywhere, everywhere. And at first, I didn't really recognize too many people, and then I recognized Alicia from Everything Alicia, and I recognized Tamara from the Paper and Pen Girl. I want to say they were some of the first people that I recognized. Hindsight, I realized I actually saw a lot of people that I either follow on YouTube or follow on Instagram and didn't realize that was them. I just realized this after being on Instagram and YouTube since I've been back home, because some people have photos, they have profile photos, but they may not look exactly like they look still in that profile photo, or um, they may not have their actual picture. So I'm kind of bummed because I missed out on really speaking to a lot of people, not realizing it was actually them. But hindsight, I realized, oh my gosh, that was so and so, and that was so and so. So I went around through the planner fair that first day. I met up with my roommate. She was a volunteer. So I met up with her and gave her the room key because I didn't know like if we would get back to the hotel at the same time or whatever that evening. And so I want to say I probably stuck around the planner fair for about 2 hours. About 2 hours, probably. There was a lot going on there. There was several different planner shops, small planner shops, large planner shops there. Happy Planner was there, giving away tote bags. There were make and takes that you could do over with Altenew. I didn't do that, which I'm kind of bummed that I didn't sit and do that. But they were pretty packed in that section. Erin Condren, I want to say it was Erin Condren. They had this huge there. Um, who else? Bess from Lights Planner Action had this huge coloring page, like humongous coloring page set up, so people could just walk up to that and color up on it if they wanted to. Simply Gilded had a little pop-up shop. Pip Sticks had a little pop-up shop. A lot of the shops were selling things. Zebra was selling some things. Cloth and Paper, every time I went by there, really, there was nobody at their spot. So I don't know if they were selling. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Yeah. How were the rooms at the Sheraton? The rooms at the Sheraton were actually really nice. I did not have, I can't say that I had any issues at my hotel. The only thing that and it's not even really a big deal, um, they only had one trash can and it was in the restroom. And I'm used to there being a trash can outside of the restroom. We only had the recycle can outside. Yeah, so it was only the recycle can outside of the restroom. Um, but that was really the only issue that I got with that hotel. They were great. Um, I don't have any. This hotel was a lot larger than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be, pretty small, but it was a lot larger. Um, the parking was decent. It was free parking there. Um, the customer service was good. They cleaned the rooms nicely. I have no complaints about the Sheraton. Yeah, it was pretty good. But yeah, so I think like I said, I was at the planner fair for probably 2 to 3 hours. I did see some other familiar faces. Um, I can't think of her name, but I think YouTube is One Wonderful Plan. I want to say I know she's done like some collabs with Wrong Wrong. She did a live with Wrong Wrong. How Wrong are those live sessions? There's like Keisha, who I follow on Instagram and YouTube. Um, I met Simply Shantae Renee, and we do the YouTube together that is formed by Lisa Marie of at Creatively Lisa Marie. So it was nice to meet her in person, but it was overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie, and just a lot going on. It was a lot going on. So I did take my Chrissy and Designs photo. I played the little game. They gave you a ticket to play a game. It was kind of like the Plinko game from The Price is Right. And so I played that game and I won like some extra Chrissy and Design tickets. Um, what else did I do before I went back to my room? So I think that was about it. So I went back to my room. My roommate met me back at the room, and then we went to Chick-fil-A to eat lunch. I went to Walmart because I forgot to bring water. And then we went together to the welcome party that night. So the welcome party, it was fun. A lot of people were, of course, in line for drinks. I don't drink. They had like dueling pianos slash karaoke at the same time. So it was kind of both going on at the same time. So they played Killing Me Softly, and two girls got up and sang that together. I don't think they even knew each other, but their voices were amazing and they blended well together. It was really, really cool. And they had some drag queens there. I forget the name of their company, but there were a couple of drag queens that performed and that were walking around in the crowd and everything. Um, I didn't partake of any snacks or treats or anything that they had. I think there were like little cupcakes and things like that that they had for the welcome party. But I was pretty full from Chick fil A. I don't know why. I felt like I'd eaten the Chick fil A at Chick fil A was weird because I didn't eat more, anything more than I would normally eat there. But so we stayed at the welcome party maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then retreated back to the hotel. Now, because my roommate was a volunteer and she was going to have to be there the next day, Friday early, like really early at 5 something, I decided to just get up and go over to the Lowe's Hotel with her. One, because I didn't really know anyone else at the Sheraton. I knew that we had gotten a group chat going with the people that would be at the Sheraton, but as far as knowing anyone personally, I didn't know anyone at that point. And I thought it would just be safer for me to go over with my roommate. So we got up really, really early um, and went over. There was already a line when I got there Friday morning. So I get in line, and I was in line with some really, really awesome llamas. So we had some great conversation while we waited. We started following each other on our socials, and one of them, one of them went to the front of the line to ask the people at the front of the line how early they had gotten there. They had been there since 3:30 in the morning. 3:30 in the morning. I was like, no, it's just it's it's just not that serious for me that I'm gonna be there at 3:30. It's just not that serious. 3:30 is way too early. I know that there were several people that were upset about that because they said they weren't gonna allow people to be getting in line early like that. And I didn't plan on really getting in line. At first, some of us were sitting in the lobby and then we noticed the line and then we got in the line. So we got in the line after we noticed it. I would have to say that I was in the at least the first 50 people in line. I would think that I was in, yeah, I would think I was in at least the 50 to first 50 to 60 people in line. Yeah, it was, we were on the first floor in the line. The conference, well, the ballroom was on the second floor. I want to say they let us up around 7, and then of course at 7:30 they let us in. Um, I was they had us in two, three groups that I could see. Someone posted photos. The line had went all the way down to the end of that hallway, turned around, zigzagged around, then went back into the lobby, zigzagged around the lobby, went outside the building and around the building. They said the line was crazy. I think the people at Lowe's were fully prepared for what they were going to experience that weekend. I don't think they were completely ready. No, I don't think they were ready. But they started letting us in at 7:30. They had to make a point of telling people, they told us, don't run. And I thought it was sad that they had to tell adults not to run. That's something we should just know. But as far as I know, walked in nicely, smoothly. I wanted to sit at a zebra table. I immediately found a zebra table, but then I knew I wanted to be closer. So I moved to a closer zebra table. And one of the ladies that I met in line, she sat at the table with me. Um, I was so excited that I got at a table that I wanted that I didn't realize at first who was standing next to me. And then I turn and I look, and it was Heather Kell's sister. I noticed her from Heather's Instagram. And I was like, oh, you're Heather's sister. And then there was Heather next to her. And then I said, oh, and there's Heather. And oh, there's Matthew. Heather's husband was right there too. Heather said her father was helping at her little booth at the planner fair. Her father was helping her. I didn't see her dad, or maybe I saw him and didn't notice him, but her dad was there too. So yes, Heather Kell and her twin sister and her husband were at my zebra table. And then I looked up too and I saw someone else that looked familiar. And I kept saying, where do I know her from? And she pulled out these little sticker albums. And that's when it clicked who she was. It was Irene from Simply Gilded. Also at my table, and I didn't realize till after the fact, was Tori from, I think it's Tori Artists is the name of her shop. So she was sitting at my table as well. And then we had three other llamas at the table. One lady, she was very, very quiet, so I didn't even get her name. And the other two that were sitting closer to me, we had a chance to talk and converse throughout the time that we were there. So I had a good time. All of the sessions were really, really good. The first person that spoke was VJ. from Notique. I wrote a lot of notes from her session. She was amazing. Um, she was amazing. She was talking about building an elegant personal image. She had a lot of great tips. A few things that she said that really resonated with me. She said, I can't control what others think. I can control what others experience. And I thought that was very deep, very profound. And yeah, you can't control what people think. And it makes me think about how someone could look at the same thing, someone could hear the same thing, but they respond or react to that. But you can control what they experience in terms of you. So she gave a lot of tips on, you know, just presenting yourself and, and how that image and that brand, how it's going to benefit you when you do things the right way. So she was talking about how she likes to present herself in a tasteful way that is meaningful to her. So it has to be something that is meaningful to you personally, and but it's meaningful to you, but it adds value to others. And I like that she said that too. She had a lot of gems and a lot of tidbits, and she had us write down a list of things that, like 3 words that we wanted to people to think when they thought of us. So I couldn't list only 3 words. I think I ended up writing like 5 words, but I have it on a separate notepad. She gave us a notepad to write the things down on. But she she was she was amazing, and I would have loved to hear her talk even longer than what she did. Um, One thing that she said is, why does your personal image matter? And she talked about how your personal image brings about more opportunities and more promotions. And she said to be unforgettable. Now, although she said be unforgettable, a lot of times people want to be recognized. A lot of times people want to be famous. So people want to be unforgettable. But we have to remember that we don't want to be recognized, famous, and unforgettable for the wrong reasons. You want to be unforgettable for the right reasons. You want to be unforgettable because of that personal image and because of that experience that, that others have had with you. So I liked that she said that. And she said, commit to yourself every day. Um, and that just goes back to a common theme lately is just taking care of self. Take some time for you, spouses and children, because they are part of your obligations. I don't have those obligations. So I know it's harder for other people. And the fact that I don't have those obligations means that I really don't have an excuse. That's how I see it. I really don't have an excuse. One of the last things she said that I thought was profound too, she says, I choose to lead myself in a different way. But I think everyone was really, really, really in love with her presentation. I think we had, I want to say 4 speakers that first day. And after she spoke, um, Bonnie from Archer and Olive spoke. And she's a native Texan, which I didn't know that. Um, and she talked about mental wellness through creativity. She had a lot of anxiety. She had all of her information written on some note cards. Um, but although she was so anxious, she did such a beautiful job. And so, if any of you were there at Go Wild, please, please make it a point to reach out to Bonnie of Archer and Olive and let her know that she did a great job. I think that will mean a lot to her because she was very, very anxious about speaking. She talked about how creativity helps with the general stress issues, and creativity provides a platform for people to express their emotions. I think sometimes people that are like really great at some of the arts, like music, dance, art, work in general, painting, and things like that. I think those people are so great at those things because they do use those as an outlet for their stress and for expressing themselves. I'm in awe of people that have those kind of talents. So I was watching a fellow planner. Uh, his name is Ray. He's also a local here in San Antonio, and he talked about we as planners that are using our platforms like on YouTube or Instagram to show and share our planner spreads. He said you need to look at yourself as an artist because that's what you are. You're an artist, and that I thought that was so awesome that he said that because I don't really see myself like that. And then sometimes when people might say, "Oh, that was a beautiful spread," or "That was a nice spread." Sometimes I'm just like, "Huh? What? Okay, but thank you." And so I need to consider that what he said and what Bonnie is saying here. Our planners as our platform to express ourselves. Super duper nervous. Although she was super duper nervous, I think she did an awesome job. She gave us a little kit. She's got, I guess, something called a kit club. I know they have subscription boxes. She gave us a little accordion book, and y'all know Archer and Olive has like some of the best paper. And we created like collages in there. Um, they were supposed to have some Tombow tape runners, but that those didn't come in, so they had some glue sticks. But I just happened to have packed some Tombow tape runner with me and my pencil case. So I was able to, create a little collage and everything. Excuse me, and that little accordion book. I know some people are using the accordion book to like get signatures and stuff from people, but again, I will show all of that stuff in my other video, my swag video. Yeah, I thought it was so interesting that he said that. It's very interesting. So it makes me look at things a little differently now. Let's see. After Bonnie spoke, who did we have come next? It was, I think, Chrissy Ann Designs. I want to say that's when she did the planner feud. She did it like Family Feud, but she did a planner feud. So that was a lot of fun because it was something different. Um, so I think there were teams of four, 3 or 4 on each side. I don't think I got pictures of the planner feud. I need to see if I took pictures of that. But that was fun. And it was a change of pace, sitting and listening to 2 speakers. And then you had something that was just like fun and super entertaining. Not that the speakers were not entertaining because they had a lot of gems to share with us. But it was a different avenue for that session. So, and who doesn't like Family Feud, right? And so we did have an energy break in there. Um, there was like yogurt and granola and water and coffee and tea, things like that. Now that I think about it, I think I threw away a jar of honey that I wanted to keep. I think I did. They have these cute jars of honey to go with the tea, But I remember I put it in my little Ziploc bag that my muffin had been in, so it had my, like, my muffin wrapper and all the crumbs that fell out of my m and I put it in there in case it busted in my bag. I wouldn't get I wouldn't have honey all over the place. But I think I threw that whole thing in the trash. Oh, well. There goes my honey. Oh, well. So after our little break, we had Kristen Cruz come and sing. Now, if you don't know who Kristen Cruz is, she went viral on social media for singing and fixing coffee or whatever. And she even was on, what is it, America's Got Talent. So seeing her name on the lineup of speakers and presenters and everything, that was one of the reasons I wanted to go, was to see her sing live. Um, because I've seen her on social media, and she sang 3 songs. She sung "Careless Whisper" by George Michael. She sang a song by Adele, and of course, the song that she was really viral for, that song called "I See Red." And she was amazing. She's so cute. She's so sweet. She did, talk a little bit more about herself and about how she got started on TikTok, how she went viral, and how they reached out to her to go on to America's Got Talent and stuff like that. So she was a great highlight of the day. I recorded every performance by her. Um, I did feel like the crowd was a little subdued when she performed. Maybe they were just trying to be respectful. I'm the kind of person, like, if I'm feeling what you're bringing, I'm hype. But I tried not to make noise because I was recording. If I had been written, I probably would have been the only one or the main one in there, like, because I'm on a fly. I'm gonna give you your flowers. I'm gonna give you your props if you're an awesome entertainer. And she was awesome. I think she sings pretty effortlessly, to tell you the truth. But that was our little entertainment. Damask Love come and we did a stamping session. So she provided some products from Altenew. We had a stamp set and some ink. We made little cards, and they gave us a postage stamp, and we were supposed to write in the card. So did that, and then they had a little mailbox at the planter fair for you to put your card in, and then they'll mail it to you. And then Martha Stewart. So of course, everyone was excited to see Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart. Of course, we were hoping that Snoop Dogg would be with her, but he wasn't. They did more of a Q&A with her. She is hilarious. Martha is very witty, and she just says whatever, and I love that about her. She's just raw and real, and she spoke for a while. The presenters did have their own questions that they had for her for Q&A, and then they allowed audience questions to be asked about her as well. And then let's see, that night we had some crop sessions. So after I've spent the entire day at Lowe's that day. I didn't even go back to my hotel that day. I was there the entire day. I forgot to mention that after the morning sessions, I went over to a luncheon for Live Love Posh for her affiliates. So I went to a luncheon to the Texas Live or Lowe's Live area, which is across the street. So I went for that luncheon. I was there for about 2 hours. And then I just hung out in the lobby until the crop sessions that evening. But the crop sessions were fun. We had Mark come from with some stuff from Zebra. We got a bunch of pens and a mechanical pencil and some other things from Zebra. We worked on like bullet journaling with him, like making trackers. Then they also gave us these cute containers, which I will show y'all in my other video, and they had some new items in them that have not actually come out yet. There were some mild liners that are called mix, so they have like 2 colors in them, so those are really cool. The little container was the coolest. My mouth just fell open when I saw it. But everyone's saying that you can get those on Amazon, so I'll try to find out where they are on Amazon, and maybe I'll try to link it in my next video. Then after he did his session, Amanda Rachel Lee came out, who I don't know if a lot of people know who she is, but she does a lot of bullet journaling also. And we did a drawing session with her. She was showing us how to draw one of her famous characters that she uses in her bullet journals a lot, which is a little frog called Fredbert. Mine looked like he was sick from Texas allergies. He didn't look as cute as hers, but it was fun, and I was very excited to see her. I actually sat and spoke with her for a little while at the planner fair the first day because I told her that she was one of the reasons I decided to come to Go Wild when I saw that she was going to be on the list of speakers and presenters. So I had a little chat with her about how much I like her channel and things like that. So after she did her session, there was Bess from Lights Planners Action. She had some stickers from Planners Anonymous that we all received, and one was a real big sticker that made a little pocket in your planner. So we did that session with her. She gave us a little memory book, and so we kind of worked in that memory book also. But that's what we did Friday. Saturday, I didn't wake up as early. I literally drove over to Lowe's Saturday morning, and it was raining, and it was raining hard. And I tried to sit in the car for a while until the rain subsided. Um, but it was like not letting up. And I had all my table mate gifts in a big tote. I had a backpack that I carried all weekend with all my personal stuff. And I have an umbrella, but it's a huge umbrella. And I didn't think that I could carry all that even across from the parking lot to the Lowe's Hotel in the rain. So I decided to pull up, do valet parking. Y'all, as soon as I gave these people my vehicle, the rain stopped. I ended up paying $33 for that parking that day, and I was not happy about that. Yeah, wasn't happy about that. But Saturday morning, we had, what did we do first Saturday morning? We had, of course, our table mates. I made it a point Friday evening at the Crops and Saturday morning for table mates to sit with people that I didn't know. I wanted to just keep meeting new people. So that's what I did. My table mates, we all happened to be from Texas, except for one girl. She was from Atlanta. So when she got there, we were like, "Where are you from?" She's like, "Atlanta." We're like, "Welcome to Texas." Because every single one of us somehow just happened to be from Texas. Even our volunteer at our table happened to be from Texas. It was so funny. One of my mates, she was so sweet, got a whole bunch of snacks. She put them in the middle of the table. She's like, "If y'all want something, it's here. Feel free." I thought that was really nice of her. Um, some things I realized I did not take photos of what I gave my table mates. So if you were one of my table mates, please take photos of what I provided you, especially the card that I made for you, and tag me because I forgot to do that. And I was so mad at myself that I forgot to do that. But I gave my table mates things that I figured they would use: a tan cover, Papermate flares, ink joy pens, highlighters, snacks. I gave them some snacks and water, and I gave them all of chocolate candy from Buc-ee's, and a homemade greeting card that I made for each and every one of them as well. So we had on Saturday, we had the founders panel. So we had like 5 little small shop owners there. They had it was Q&A with them, and I think they let audience members ask them questions as well. So we had Callie Danielle, Felicia Jarrell of Gold Mining Cocoa, Sierra Fran, which she was from Maxi Life, I want to say. And Kathy from La Chica Bonita, I think it is, and then Maureen Vasquez as well. So the five of them spoke. Then we had a lady from Erin Condren come up, and she had some of their affiliates, and they did this fun little thing where they had like a um, fake Condren pop-up shop on the stage, and they had to so much time to run and grab some 5 items and then hurry up and make a planner spread in 5 minutes. So that was a lot of fun to watch them do that. And then they gave them like a little mystery box, and they had to create something out of that too. So that was what they did in the second half of their session. And we received some things from Erin Condren. We received a planner book that had a lot of different layouts, the different layouts that they offer. That way you could try out the different ones. And they asked people to try out a layout that they would normally not use, and then post about it. Um, After that session, we had another little energy break. Then Irene from Simply Gilded and Jerica, and she's a content creator, they came and did washi tape art. So we all received a little packet of washi with a little um, retractable, I guess you would call it, craft knife. Um, and so they gave us different pages of artwork, and we would put the washi down and cut around the washi to do the washi art. And one of the girls at my table did fabulous with hers. My paper kept ripping, but I did trade off some of my washi because some of us had different types of washi. And I did trade off some of my washi with some of my table mates because I knew I wouldn't use all of them. But that was fun. That was a lot of fun. They had a picture of a girl with like a braid. And then there was of course, the Simply Gilded bow. And the one I did had the Simply Gilded bow on it. Then after they had their session, Frank Warren of Post Secret got on, and a lot of people walked out, I guess, because last year they realized how triggering that could be. He spoke about some very deep things. And in our badge box, we were given a postcard if we wanted to do a secret. So he shared some of the post secrets that he's gotten over the years. Then at the end, some audience members were allowed to get up and share some secrets. There was a lot of crying and stuff going on. It was pretty deep. So yeah, there was that session. They even put tissue on the tables before he got started in case anyone was going to need it. And then that they had a speaker called V from Under the Desk News. I'm not a TikToker, and that's what the whole session was about, was TikTok. So not that it wasn't interesting, there were some things that were interesting, but it just wasn't for me because I don't do TikTok, and I didn't even really understand a lot of what they were talking about because I'm not a TikToker. But after that session, then had a nice break. I went and I grabbed me some lunch from Chipotle, took me a much needed nap, and then got ready for Plan Jamma. And I realized once I got home too, I didn't take a single photo of me in my Plan Jamma outfit. If you took a photo with me at Plan Jamma, please let me know. Please tag me and I had the cutest little hooded gown from Buc-ee's, and I didn't even take a photo in it. Kind of mad at myself about that. But one thing I did have that I wore all weekend was this hoodie, and my bestie put this together for me, and I went around promoting myself all weekend. So Pastries, Pumps, and Pie, had my logo, my website, all of that. So yeah. Yeah, I don't do TikTok. Thanks for joining us, Sarah. Yeah, but I don't do TikTok. Anything I see from TikTok is because someone has also shared it on Instagram or they've shared it on Facebook. Otherwise, I've never even signed up on the app. For me, I thought it was for children, like teens and stuff. That was one reason I never got into it. Like the Snapchat, I always thought Snapchat was for teens. So I never got into TikTok. Yes, I did get to meet Sammy. Actually, Friday, sponsor table day. She was sitting at the table in front of my table, and I recognized her, but I didn't want to get up while people were speaking. So I waited until we had a break, and then I went over and spoke with her and got a photo and everything with her. But yeah, I did get to see her while I was there. Let's see. So Plan JAMA, I was invited to also attend a little get together with Tamara from the Paper and Pen Girl and her morning tea crew. So I went to Plan JAMA for about an hour. Then I went over back to Lowe's with Tamara and her crew for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. She went live on YouTube, and I joined in with her. She asked a lot of us to give our thoughts on our experience. So I got on her live and talked about that. And she gave gifts to her morning tea crew, very generous gifts. So when you see my video, you'll know what I'm talking about. I almost didn't want to accept the gift that she gave because I was like, are you serious? It was really, really nice. But I enjoyed hanging out with her and getting to talk to some of those people and meet them in person as well. And so I went back over to Plan JAMA to meet back up with my roommate. I ended up being there, I think, for like another hour or so. Happy Planner ended up giving out more of their totes. So I grabbed an additional one to give to my mom. And then Sunday morning, I went to meet with the Texas Planner Babes group. We met at a Chili's to have a meet up there. I was there longer than I expected to be there. I left about 1 o'clock and then headed back home. But I must say, I was very pleased with my experience at Go Wild. Most everyone was very nice. I'm a very extroverted person, so I have no problems talking to strangers. I felt like a few people were kind of like a little um, anxious socially. So I personally tried not to just go up to everybody and ask for a photo. I would speak to some people, and that was enough because I didn't want to overwhelm anybody. Even though Heather Kell sat at my table, I did not bother to ask her for a photo. I just wanted to sit there with her and let her experience it as just a normal person. And I just respected her in that sense. And so I didn't ask for any photos or anything. I had certain people I asked for photos, and certain people I just didn't. It's just like I was just trying to read the body energy at the moment and decide from there if that's what I wanted to do. But overall, I really truly enjoyed myself. When people say it is worth the money, it is worth the experience, it really is. Um, and I had said it better be the best go wild ever if I'm gonna go and spend this money. And I really, really did have a good time. I I met another lady from San Antonio, and we hung out a lot. Was it Friday and Saturday? So it was very nice. And it was good to put faces to names of people that you see all the time on Instagram or YouTube. And I was really excited to go to the Live Love Posh affiliate lunch, because I'm still in awe that they had reached out to me to be a part of their affiliate team. And I'm still very honored about that. Um, but yeah, so I enjoyed it. I would give it an 8.5 as terms of experience. It was a great time. And I'd love to know how you guys felt about it, if you attended, if you're considering attending and you want to know if it's worth it. It's costly. There's no doubt about that. I would highly suggest just kind of saving for it. Save, save, save. Determine when location is announced, if it's somewhere you're willing to travel to. I commend all the people that are introverts that showed up. I commend all the people that have a bunch of social anxiety that showed up. That takes a lot for you to come to an event with that many people. Um, I commend you. I commend you for showing up. Um, but there were so many nice people, and they were willing to help anyone get through their time there. If I go to another one and you're having problems, just seek me out. I'll be there to assist you in any way that I can, you know. So it was a good time to be had. I was happy that it was in my home state. That really helped with, you know, cost because I could just drive up there. Uh, thank God for blessing me to get my car fixed in time for cheaper than I thought. That was nice as well. But if it's something that you've been considering, I would say give it a try. And if it's too much for you, start small. My first planner conference was a small planner conference of about 100 people. So I went from a small one of about 100 to I think there was like about almost 1,600 people at Go Wild, they said. So they had so many different chats available for people to get to know each other, for people to coordinate uh, ride shares to and from the airports. They even, I found out, they even had a chat for husbands. There were a lot of people that were their husbands. They had a chat for the husbands so the husbands could get together and do things while their wives are going crazy at Go Wild. So there's a lot of accommodations. They had a lot of newbie Zooms, things like that. Even our Texas Planner Babe group had Zooms to prepare folks for everything. And just ask questions. Ask questions. If you want to volunteer, there's that opportunity as well. But I'm going to say this: there's a lot of people that got accepted to volunteer. They were first timers, and they were reconsidering it. I don't know if they backed out. I heard people backed out, but I don't know. I'm going to suggest you don't volunteer if it's your first time. Experience it, and then maybe the next year you can do it. Because I think it's not cool to back out if you've already committed. But yeah, just enjoy your first time and kind of go from there. Yes, the Texas Planner Babe Conference will be here in San Antonio in September. The one they had last September was in Round Rock, Texas, which still is only a little bit over an hour away from me, which I didn't mind. I could easily drive there. And plus, one of my favorite waffle restaurants is there in Round Rock. So I made sure to visit that restaurant while I was there. They had it right at the Round Rock outlet malls. There was a hotel, the Embassy Suites there, so that was nice. But yes, so I'm gonna go ahead and put in the chat a link for the book club meeting. If you have not started reading the book, like I said, that is okay. Um, that is okay. You can feel free to still join me on Zoom for that. So there's the link. I just added it in to the chat. I need to send it to one more person. But I actually need to send it to them on Instagram. But yes, so again, that book club will meet every second and fourth Tuesday after these lives to discuss the book. Right now, I'm going to go over the first 20 chapters. I don't know how many people will actually be on the Zoom, but if you want to come join me in a second, you are free to do so. And then one other thing that I wanted to talk about is my online card shop will be opening soon. Like if you go to the shop right now, you can access everything. But officially, I'm probably going to go live on Instagram tomorrow and just kind of showcase some of the cards. They are homemade greeting cards. I'll show one to you guys right now, just to give you an idea. Let's see. For instance, here's one of the birthday cards. So, and it comes in either this pink or this teal blue color. So, I'll go showcase a few of those, but you can go to the site www.pastriespumpsandpie.com. You could actually go and purchase right now if you wanted to. But yeah, this is something I have been trying to get going for 2 years already almost. And I've just been procrastinating and I'm finally making it happen. And I'm very excited about that. But I'm going to go ahead and get off. I think every single one of you that came and joined me tonight. Thank you for joining. Feel free to join us again. Um, like I said, every second and fourth Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Central. We talk about a lot of things on Tuesday Talks. We talk about planner stuff and then some. So definitely come and join us. Yes, yes. I've stepped out on faith before, and I don't know why I was procrastinating to do it this time. Um, but yes, I did it. And it's always a little nerve-wracking when you're offering a product that you've created. Before, when I took the leap of faith, I offered a service, so it wasn't as much anxiety about it. But I hope that everyone is pleased with what I do. And yeah, my goal is to put a smile on your face with the cards that I create, and a smile on the face of the person that is receiving them. So yes. Um, Anything else? Oh, I'll have another announcement. No, I better announce it now. I'm probably going to be starting Patreon beginning um, the 1st of May. So look for that. I'll be making more announcements about that as well. But that's all I have for you guys tonight. I better get off of here and get on the Zoom in case somebody wants to get on there. And I thank you guys again for joining. Don't forget to slay, subscribe, like, accept the alerts so you don't miss any videos. And I will see you all the next time. Bye-bye.